did Jalen suddenly become the greatest quarterback ever? No. What was he playing at a college level? No. I think, and I'm trying to be as fair as I can, I thought for a lot of the year he was up and down. He had good moments, he had tough moments. He was, if I were to say during the year, like, was he a top 5 quarterback the whole year? I would say no, not the whole season. He played good, right? And then he had some moments where he was excellent, and then some moments average. In the last 2 games, he was special. When the biggest moments, when the lights shine brightest.
Like he's a winner, man. I
but
think,
like, we can't. It's hard for people to just say those things.
You know what? The best way you can sum Jalen Hurts up in a nutshell is he's a winner. I mean, I think that's fair, and I think for a lot of people, they can't wrap their minds around that. And I'm not taking shots at anybody, but Josh Allen, for example, when you look at them comparing them together. Josh Allen is a physical specimen compared to Jalen, a physical specimen. But Jalen has those unquantifiable intangibles. Like, you know what I think about when I think about Jalen is before the Super Bowl, they played the video. Or was it after the Super Bowl where they talked about
the hate?
No, they asked him, why should we take you?
Yeah. This was back during his combine.
Yes.
His draft year.
And he looked at you straight in the face and he said, because I'm a winner, coach. He said, because I have the ability, and I'm ad-libbing here, to lead men. And you know, every time I hear that, it gives me goosebumps. And I think back on John Gruden. And what's the guy's name? Phil Simms' son, Chris, when he was in the huddle.
Yeah.
And he was trying to call a play, and he couldn't spit it out. One of the biggest things that you have to have in the huddle as a quarterback, I ain't never played quarterback, but I've heard people say it, you have to be able to command the huddle, number one, and you have to say it in a way where whenever you call a play, that people believe you. Jameis Winston was on Jason Kelce's show, and he talked about how in the huddle, how he had to look at everybody. Now, he's a goofball. We know that. But he knows how to command the huddle. That's one of the most important things that you have as a quarterback. You put that – I'm not going to be crazy and say you need that over talent because that y'all are really talking bad about me. But being able to command the huddle and have that kind of confidence is right there with talent.
Yeah, I think we've lost our mind both ways on the Hurts thing. Like, he's obviously a good quarterback, and he's a winner. But like I think I made this comp a few weeks ago after they won. To me, he's become like football's Derek Jeter. Was Derek Jeter better than Ken Griffey Jr. because Derek Jeter won all the time? No. I mean, but that's okay. Derek Jeter is a Hall of Famer and a great player. Like, it's okay. I'm happy with where Hurts is, and I hope he plays the way he did the last 2 games into next season.
Yeah,
like that.
You know what it is, Joe? It's like that one individual that you see that, you know, they might be in the sea. Like maybe you're out somewhere, you're at a club, and you see a bunch of beautiful women, but it's that one woman. She might not be the one that sticks out the most, and she might not be the one that has the greatest frame, but it's something about her that you gravitate towards, or him for this matter. And you just
lather Vaseline on me.
I just try to put it in a perspective where people can understand, because I think it's important, because that's what Jalen is, because especially at the quarterback position, I think a lot of times when we talk about quarterbacks, we get caught up more so in what we feel a quarterback should be than what he actually is. Now, and I know I said this yesterday, tongue in cheek, and I was basically saying to get on the spike skin. But Josh Allen is a hell of a quarterback, a hell of a regular season quarterback. Joe Burrow, hell of a regular season quarterback.
And
Lamar Jackson.
Burrow has got to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Burrow has gotten a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson, hell of a quarterback during the regular season. They can't get past that hump for whatever reason. And on the flip side of that, when it comes to the biggest moments, they both have come up short.
They have. I mean, that's
and in the big now. Here's the flip side to that. We can sit here and say Jalen has been mediocre or terrible in the regular season, up and down, roller coaster. He's on a roller coaster. But in the biggest moments,
he's shown up.
That's when he shows up.
Jalen and Lamar are interesting because they're almost the opposite. Lamar is Lamar could have 3 MVPs if the voting went differently.
Yeah.
Like, that's all-time stuff. But Lamar's numbers in the playoffs are rough. I mean, it just feels like he's struggling.
Jalen is showtime, man. Jalen is showtime.
Yeah, if you I know these lists are going to come out, and Lamar is going to be ranked ahead of Jalen on almost all of them. But if you had to win one game tomorrow,
I'm picking Jalen.
Now Burrow and Allen and Mahomes, that's different. But Lamar, for whatever reason, is struggling.
But Mahomes isn't in a category by himself.
He's by himself.
But out of those groupings of quarterbacks that you just named,
Lamar struggled the most.
If it was one game that I needed and I knew somebody wasn't going to pee down their leg, I'm taking Jalen.
I mean, Jalen's been great, but I think Burrow and Allen have been great.
Put it like that. No, they've
played great.
Even
Lamar's
when
the
Josh
one that's
Allen
played the worst in the biggest games.
When Josh Allen came to town and they had Jalen on the ropes, Jalen came down the field and scored and hit y'all with, "Are you not entertained?"
Yeah.
He hit you with, there's something about that, man. You can't, and you know what? For some folks, they'll never see it because, they just ain't got it. They can't understand it. They can't understand it. But that's why when you talk about Jalen and people say, "What do you think about Jalen?" All I can say is he's a winner.
Well, he is.
That's not a lie.
That all being said, and I agree with it. He's a winner, and he's Super Bowl MVP. The 2 years they've had the best defense with him is the years they've gotten.
You can say it all you want. You can say it like that, and I respect that.
So that's why I think they needed.
He went.
Yeah, it's true.
Josh Allen ain't been. He ain't been nowhere.
Doesn't have a defense.
He ain't had no defense, but he had the ball in his hand when they lost.
He
had an opportunity.
Forget the Allen thing for a second. I'm more worried about the Eagles right now, and then losing players left and right on defense. Have they allocated too much money to the offensive side?
Nope.
Well, I disagree.